What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Now if you were to ask any Indo-Caribbean individual what their favorite food is or what their comfort food is, chances are they're going to tell you it is chicken curry or curry chicken. Now that is the biggest debate that I've ever heard in the Indo-Caribbean community as far as food goes, whether it is pronounced chicken curry or curry chicken. Well, I will tell you this, whatever way you pronounce it, the end results are perfect, delicious, and scrumptious. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing Grammy's recipe for chicken curry. This is the Guyanese version. This is the way that she has always made it. And this is the way that the older generations in her family made it as well. Now, I shared my own version about 2 years ago when I first started the channel, but I decided it was time to go ahead and revamp the recipe, update it, and really show you guys where my recipe came from. And I went straight to the source, Grammy's kitchen, and we put it together so quick. Now, this chicken that she uses in this recipe was freshly killed that morning from the farm. She brought it home, she cleaned it, washed it, and everything was so effortless. This chicken curry came together in about an hour. She had dal and rice to go ahead and eat with it. And let me tell you what, this chicken curry was so fresh tasting, so clean, and honestly, one of the most perfect things ever. So every household has their own mix of spices, seasonings, and little accompaniments that they think makes the best or the perfect chicken curry. So today I'm going to share with you guys our recipe and what we like in our chicken curry. So I hope you enjoy. So the first step to put together this chicken curry includes you cleaning the chicken. So as you guys can see, Grammy is cutting off any excess fat that she does not want on, and the amount of fat that you leave on the chicken depends on your own personal preferences. We like to leave just a little bit of fat just so it gives some extra flavor in the curry, but by all means, if you don't want any, you can clean it as much as you want. And the piece right there that Grammy is fiddling with, that is actually the gizzard. So what you need to do is there's like a yellow greenish film on it, and you basically need to peel it off. Sometimes it's a little harder to come off, but sometimes it comes off very easily. She also has the liver as well as the heart in there, and the liver, basically you just need to cut off any connective tissue on it, and for the heart you need to cut it in half and take out any of the stuff that is on the inside of the heart. And you guys will see as she's cutting this chicken exactly how she does all of this. And basically, you also want to cut the chicken up into pieces that you desire. Some people like very, very small pieces of chicken when they make their chicken curry. We like it more on the medium side, not too big nor too small. So we're going to finish cutting this chicken and cleaning it up, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when we're ready to wash it. So while Grammy is finishing up chopping all of the chicken, I wanted to show you the seasonings that she's going to use in the recipe. I have some sliced onions as well as some sliced scallions, and in the bowl here we have some grinded up hot pepper and garlic as well as some masala and curry powder. So this is what all of the chicken looks like after Grammy went ahead and chopped it off and took off any of the excess fat. If you guys are wondering why this looks like a lot of chicken, it is because it is actually 2 chickens that she ordered from the butcher shop and she's cooking. There was a lot of us in the house that day, and she also wanted some leftovers for the week, so she went ahead and made 2 chickens. Now, by all means, if you wanted to just make 1 because you were making it for a smaller amount of people, feel free to do that and just cut the recipe in half. As you guys can see, Grammy also went on with some lime juice just now, and what she's going to keep on doing is tossing it all over the meat, and she's going to turn off the water and keep doing that so this way the meat can get cleaned. So once Grammy mixed in all of that lime juice, I am also going in with a little bit of all-purpose flour. Now what the flour does is it takes off any rankness or freshness from that chicken. Now if you guys watched my hasa curry recipe, you're going to see that I also washed the hasa with some all-purpose flour as well. The reason why you wash any type of meat, any type of fish with a little bit of flour is to get that rankness off. And when you're eating your curry, it's going to have a very smooth taste and a very fresh taste to it. So Grammy's just massaging in that all-purpose flour as well as the lime juice, and she keeps on draining it off, and she's going to keep on washing it until the water runs clear. And then what she's going to do is pour it in a colander to drain and get any of that excess water off, and then it will be ready to cook. So now this is where the fun really starts to happen. In our pot, our heavy bottom pot, we went ahead and added in a good amount of oil, being that it is 2 chickens that we are cooking, and Grammy went in with some sliced onions as well as those sliced scallions. Now some people do not like to add scallions until the end, but Grammy likes to put them in the beginning, so this way they cook down and you get that nice rich flavor from them. And this is the paste that Grammy has with her curry powder, the masala, as well as the garlic and the hot pepper, and she's mixing in just a little bit of water into it, so this way it can form a thick paste. Now basically what she's doing is she's going to fry up these onions and scallions for literally 30 seconds to a minute, and then she will go in with the spice mixture. And once Grammy adds the spice mixture into the pot, she's going to allow all of these ingredients to fry up or saute for about 5 to 8 minutes, or just until all of the oil is released back from the spice mixture and you see it start to catch or stick a little bit at the bottom. Now you want to do this step on a medium to medium high heat, so this way it gets the right ratio of hot oil all over the spices, so this way you can really bring out all of those flavors and get a nice rich and deep tasting curry. And you also want to keep on stirring so this way it does not burn. Now before we let this mixture fry up for a little bit, I also wanted to mention that Grammy does add salt in the beginning of this process when she first adds all of those spices. The reason being is because it starts to build up the flavor of the curry and it starts to give that curry that richness. So after the spices have fried up for about 2 minutes, you want to go in with a little bit of culantro. Now this is something that is not super traditional. It's just something that Grammy has recently started adding into her curry because it gives a nice freshness. Now you guys can go ahead and swap that out for some cilantro, or you could even swap it out for a homemade green seasoning. I have recipes for that on my channel already. So as you guys can see, she added in a little bit more and she's going to stir it up until the spice mixture is done cooking. So this is what our curry paste with those onions as well as the scallions looks like after about 8 minutes of cooking it on a medium to medium high heat. As you guys can see, as Grammy stirs it, it's sticking just a little bit at the bottom and it is taken on a darker and richer color. So at this point, Grammy is going to go in with all of that washed chicken. Now you're going to see that she doesn't just dump the chicken in, she picks it up in little amounts to toss it in the pot. The reason being is because any of that excess water that was left at the bottom of the chicken after you finish rinsing it, you don't really want to add that in because that water is just going to make it taste a little bit rank. So you just want to drain that off properly. So once she adds in this chicken, she's going to toss it up really well to get it coated within all of those spices. And then she's going to let it bunje a little bit or fry up until it releases all of its own natural juices and until all of those natural juices dry back up. And when you first add the chicken into the pot, you want to make sure you stir it up really well. The reason is so this way you can get all of those chicken pieces coated and they can all be flavored evenly in that pot. So this is what the chicken looks like after about 10 minutes of cooking. And as you guys can see, the chicken has released a good amount of water. So we're going to keep on stirring it and we're going to leave it on a high heat until all of that water reduces and it comes back down to just the spices and the oil coating the chicken. So once you see that most of the water has drained off or reduced from that chicken, you're going to go ahead and add in your potatoes. Grammy's using about 2 large potatoes that she's cut into 4 equal pieces, and she's just going to stir that in. What this does is it starts to allow those potatoes to get flavored with all of the curry and the spices, and it also gives them a head start on the cooking process because the chicken is almost done at this point. It doesn't need that long to boil, so you really want the potatoes to cook a little quick as well. So all of this chicken has dried down for the most part. It is very thick on the bottom and all of those spices and the oil is basically frying the chicken back up. So at this point, it is time for Grammy to add in a little bit of water. Now she's adding water to basically cover the chicken about halfway just so we can get a nice thick gravy. This is what it looks like after Grammy added in that water. And as you guys can see, it is not filled up all the way to the top. The reason being is because you do not want the gravy to be super thin. You want to have a nice thick and a rich gravy. We are serving it with rice today, so we did add in a good amount of water
just to make it so this way we have a good gravy to coat our rice. Once the water is added, you just want to stir it up really well, and then you're going to cover it and let it cook for about another 20 minutes until the liquid reduces and your chicken is done cooking. And that is pretty much it, guys. As you guys can see, this chicken curry is nice and thick. The chicken has a nice color all over it. And I'm telling you guys, this is what a chicken curry should look like. It should not look any lighter than this, or else the flavors are not going to be rich enough or deep enough. So now we're just dishing it out with a little bit of rice. We also had some dal, but as you guys can see, my mom and my aunt who were dishing out their food, they did not eat dal with their chicken curry. So they're picking out their own pieces that they like. My mom loves the foot. My auntie Kanita loves the liver as well as the heart. And Auntie Kavita loves any type of bony pieces that are in the curry. So everybody really has their own favorites as part of chicken curry or any other type of meat curry that we make. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Go ahead and give it a nice big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed yet. And of course, give it a big thumbs up and leave your comments down below. I'll see you guys again in my next video.
Eat some achar with them. Anybody want achar? You think there's any liver in here?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Better?
Ooh, yay!